what do you want? You want to hold it, and then you can tape
put
me
50
too.
in the background.
Oh, cool. Tape me.
Here, I'm gonna move.
Is this thing recording?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
the red button
the
is
red
on.
button's on.
Cheers. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, so this is about Andiamo. So, questions I have are like, so why did you structure the album the way you guys did? Like, did you guys decide, or did it just like?
Well, we just pretty much wrote about 13 songs, and then we kept, I believe, 12 for the album. Then we put them in a sequence that would it's kind of like a movie setting where it draws you in, there's an apex and it comes down, and then there's a dramatic finish kind of like to make the albums flow right, you know? So that was planned, whatever you heard on there. It's all Jim's doing. He's the mastermind, Jim Lindon. He's always thinking. He's gonna strangle me with that cord.
That's exactly what I was thinking. How did you know?
I've been around you for a while.
Okay, so then how do you guys write your songs? Did you like write the music first, or do you do the lyrics first, or?
I write everything.
Jason writes
If
a
I
lot
don't
of
have
the lyrics.
anything to do with anything, I write it all.
It's true. He's the mastermind.
Really?
No, Jason writes a lot of lyrics, and I write a lot of music, and then some of them match and some of them don't. And we just kind of figure out what vibes and what doesn't. You know, we all bring a little something to the table and chop it up and make a song out of it. So. Freda! Hold on, I'm gonna get this. Want to pause it for a second? Freda.
Okay, so what was the hardest part of making Andiamo?
Ryan Green is a real tough producer. It was cool that he did. He was as hard as he was on us, but that was the toughest part. Was getting beyond his snares. He really wanted everything to be in the pocket, and it had to be recorded perfectly. So that was one of the hardest things about the album.
What were you feeling when you guys recorded like the album? Like, did you have any particular feelings? Like was there that influenced maybe how you played on the album?
We just felt more comfortable in the studio, having put out a national release already. So we were kind of familiar with what was going to happen, and we were a little bit more active in the production of the album as opposed to just kind of letting the producer do all the work. So, I mean, we just had more of a confident feeling when we went in there.
What inspired this album? Like, the way, like, what inspired, like, all the different songs? Like, I know you said that you put it all, like, you do the music and Jason or whatever does the lyrics, but, like, was there anything in particular that inspired anything?
A lot of the songs were inspired by the era in which we produced the album. Like, a lot of it has to do with being on the road, like Painted Windows. Jason was looking out the window and seeing a new canvas, using it as a metaphor for touring, and 1,000 Years of War was reflecting on the Gulf War, not the Gulf War, the re-invasion of Iraq, or whatever the hell you want to call it, third, fourth time we've been there. And PCH 82 was just kind of a jam session that we kind of did when we were hanging out with Miguel. So it just depended on what the song was, really. It has a lot of influences.
What were your favorite and least favorite songs on that album?
I don't know.
My favorite songs were none. My least favorite songs were all of them.
Oh,
just
this
kidding.
guy's a pain in the ass. Jeez, dude, that album, I don't know. I really did enjoy a lot of the songs, or most of the songs in there. What do we even play on that anymore? Painted Windows is fun. My favorite song on there is probably PCH 82, just because it's kind of groovy. We liked it a little better the first time when we had an original record that we used, but then we had it reproduced by the guy that does the movie phone stuff, and that was a little interesting because he kind of screwed up the dialogue. Instead of raucous amplifiers, he said raunchous amplifiers, and that would just kind of put a spoil on the whole song. But I don't know. It was that whole album I kind of dig. There's not a lot of songs in there I'm not
Find Your Way,
keen to.
Madman, Taking on the World.
Yeah, all that stuff. I like it. It's kind of weird. It's weird.
Are there any interesting stories behind the making of that album?
There's a lot of them. The one that I always tell, because it personally happened to me, was there was this guy Eric that we'd get food every day, and his job was to take all the trash out and put it in the garbage. But one day he put it at the front of the door, and I went out to smoke a cigar, and there was a family javelina out front, and the male actually attacked me, or tried to, because he was in the shadows, and we scared each other in the dark, and I ran inside and slammed the door in his face. But that's the one thing that did stick out in my mind about that, because we were out in the desert recording that, and there's a whole family of wild boars out there, so pretty scary.
Okay, and then this doesn't have to do with the CD, but just so that my class all knows, like, how did you guys break out from not being on a record to being on, like, a major record? And
Well, we recorded a 12-song LP privately without any funding, actually with funding from my parents. And then we just kind of pressed one of the singles on there, Open Eyes, to a local punk rock radio show on The Edge. And then The Edge really enjoyed it, so they kind of spread it around in there. The PD started liking it, and the music director. And then I have a manager that worked closely with the PD at The Edge, and then people started noticing on BDS, which is Broadcast Digital Satellite or something like that. Whatever, BDS it shows people what's spinning on the radio, and it kept coming up that we weren't signed. So a label took interest because of how many spins we were getting and how much interest we were generating with no backing. So it just kind of domino effected up.
that's cool.
Yeah.
How much money do you guys get for every time a song gets played on the radio?
I think we get like 3 cents.
3 cents?
Yeah.
Does that
something
add up
like
to
that.
anything?
Yeah, it really
big?
does, actually. It's kind of weird because you'll see we get these BMI checks, they're called, Broadcast Music Incorporated, and they'll go all over the world. Like Latvia plays it, downloads we get paid for, iTunes, ringtones, movies that use it, sitcoms that use it, and then anytime it's spun, it kind of accumulates. So you'd be surprised. It's not like big money, but it pays the electric bill at the end of the month or something. So
Then, who are your influences, your musical influences?
they're pretty vast. Dick Dale, Sublime, Pennywise, Rise Against lately's been kind of creeping in there a lot. The Refused, the original Rise Against. No offense to those guys, but those guys were the roots of everything, man. Jim turned me on to those guys. A lot of Chili Peppers influence. I mean, the list goes on and on. Manu Chao. So
That's all I got for now.
sweet.
$5 a bottle, who wants it? Hey, you're working hard right here. All right, PBR, just as well, PBR. Yes. You guys are so quiet this evening. What's up?
They're sleepy, dude. They're sleepy. Wake them up.
Okay.
Go in there. Wake up, Chicago!
What's the term? I don't know. He's crazy.
We should sing them something from here. Like, I'm dying tomorrow.
Give me a fucking hell yeah! I'm ready.
Give her an A on this project.